What's up, everybody? Brian here with HappyThumbsGaming, and we're back with some LEGO Dimensions. This happens to be Level Pack 71267, The Goonies. That's right, we're going to take on the story, get a couple of trophy achievements, one for completing the level and one for getting that rule breaker requirement for getting all them studs. We get a couple of gold bricks as well, but we're going to save all those collectibles for another time. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got here. Now, the Goonies level pack actually comes with Sloth candy bars, or I guess more appropriately, Baby Ruth. And we've got a couple of items that come with it. We got One-Eye Willie's pirate ship as well as the skeleton organ. And we're going to go ahead and hop into this little portal here and take us into the level. Oops, got a little button happy there. It's been a while since I played Dimensions, if I'm being honest. So got to jump into the portal. There we go. And we'll go ahead and kick things off with a nice little cutscene. And unfortunately, due to some copyrighted music here, we cannot play that. Well, we can't play the original version. So we thought we'd do our own little version. And here it goes. It goes something like this. Dun, 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 meep, meep. Ba, 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 da, 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 dun, 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 dun. Hey, where? Dun, 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 dun. And that actually wraps it up, so back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Previously on the Goonies.
Okay, so we found this old map and stuff in Mikey's dad's attic. Mikey says it shows where One-Eye Willie's pirate treasure is. He got this plan to find the treasure and stop the Goondocks being bought and made into a stupid golf course. So Mikey and Mouth and Data and me got the map, and Mikey checked the doubloon so we knew the pirate cave is under the Lighthouse Lounge. Then Mikey's brother Brand and Andy and Steph showed up, and we found this tunnel. So they all climbed in, and it was getting real exciting, except I got split up from the guys, and then the Fratellis got me. They're these bad guys with bullet holes in their four-wheel drive. They found the doubloon, and I ate their Rocky Road ice cream. Then they threatened me with kitchen appliances so they could chase the guys and get the treasure. Come on, let me out! Hi, sir. My name's Lawrence. Sometimes people call me Chunk. Help! Help! Get me out of here!
Chocolate?
You want a candy bar? I'm sorry, sir. I tried to give it to you. I'm sorry.
Sloth.
Chunk.
Woo to the who! Did you guys see that? They had like the introductory trailer where they introduced all the characters again. They also had, meanwhile, previously on the Goonies, which kind of got us all caught up. For those of you who did not experience this as a youth, basically this is one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. There's so much adventure, so much unexpectedness, of course pirates, good guys, bad guys, cops and robbers. I mean, you name it, this movie pretty much had it all. And yeah, you can see here we started off by using Sloth to go ahead and smash all those shiny items in the back, which then were built up into a seesaw or teeter-totter, depending on what part of the globe you come from. And look at that, once we've launched Chunk upstairs, we got a couple of bouncing bricks here that we can build up into a ladder, which gets us upstairs into the restaurant. Now, if you guys remember the movie, this is where the kids kind of followed the treasure map down to a certain point of entrance where they thought they were going to be able to enter and find their way down into where the treasure might be. Fratelli, and along the way they found the Fratelli family. 2 brothers and their mother, who is less than pleasant. And yeah, you can see here we just did the truffle shuffle there too. It's pretty awesome. This game has pretty much all of the original homage or things that you might expect from the movie. And yeah, look at that. I tried to truffle shuffle my way through that cracked wall, but as you might guess, Sloth is going to be our person of power. So watch out. I wasn't sure if those are pancakes sitting there or a bunch of plates, but it looks like a bunch of old dirty plates. But we're going to go ahead and switch to the old... the unique guy. You know, some people refer to him as a monster. You know, he's such a nice guy. You know, it just kind of proves once again, you know, never judge a book by its cover. And look at this. He's going to go ahead and pow his way through that crack in the wall. Look at that. Now we've got ourselves a switch, which we can go ahead and flip. And booyakashow. We've got ourselves some power for the building. Ooh, look at that. We got some chicken. Oh, look at booyakashow. It's busted open, and now we got ourselves a little mini door or a little hobbit hatch. And check it out. We've got Chunk, who happens to be a little on the short side, at least compared to Sloth. So we're going to go ahead and assume that he can slip on through to the other side. And look at that. We got a bouncing cube there telling us what to do. And we skipped it because we knew Chunk could make it through. And look at this. We've got this new little area here with some shiny bricks at the end. I got to give these guys credit, the developers that is, for giving us the kind of indication of what needs to be done next. I never really find myself wondering what I need to do in the current LEGO game. Some of the older ones were a little bit less explanatory, and you kind of wandered around from time to time. But these are pretty good, indicating what needs to be done next. I mean, look at that. I probably would have never noticed that on the wall there had I not have seen those glowing auras coming out of it. But luckily for us, I saw them, and we smashed and built the pieces to go ahead and slide down that checkerboard path, which, if you missed it, we actually built some other bricks up from the checkerboard path from the doorway there when it came kablowy. Now we got to find ourselves our good buddy Sloth, which, hey, look at that. The door's been busted open now, so we can go ahead and get him into this new little canal here, which I wasn't quite sure what I needed to do. He's too big to get through that hobbit hole, and, you know, I thought maybe there was some stuff we could smash and get through, but nope. As it turns out, we actually need to push this cart off the checkerboard path and down this stairwell here, but it takes me a second to figure it out, because I get all the way down here, and I'm like, oh, no, how am I going to get through here? Guess what? I got an idea. We'll go ahead and push this on down and see what happens. Ready? Let's go. Nope, wrong way, Brian. All right, here we go. Look out below. Oh, look at that. He hopped on for a quick little carnival ride there. Woohoo. Look at that. All right, we've got ourselves a digging spot, too. Now, I was pretty sure that was going to be some sort of a free play item, and I didn't think that Chunk nor Sloth was going to be capable of digging, but guess what? As it turns out, he can. Now, later in this level, we find ourselves being able to use data. And although we are looking out for booby traps, we also have the capability of fixing lots of things, like all those blue bricks. Now, unfortunately, we don't have access to him yet. You know, of course, I could have brought in, like, the doctor or somebody else that could have repaired those, but as you probably remember, we actually saved most of those collectibles, if not all, for that free play, or in LEGO Dimensions' case, those all mini-kit videos, because, yeah, there's definitely some things you can get along the way, like, for example, the starter pack of LEGO Dimensions actually has quite a few mini-kits that you can get, and a trophy achievement for getting 30 of them, so we do get those, but then we came back and we got all the mini-kits for all those levels, and we hope to come back and get all the mini-kits for all of the DLC and extra content, but, you know, with not really having any incentives, no trophies, no extra characters, no extra levels, no real incentives to come back and replay all this stuff, you know, we don't know if you guys have any interest in that or not, so, hey, we always are into your feedback, so if you got some feedback for us on that, maybe you want to see all those mini-kits, maybe you don't care, let us know down below, that'd be super helpful. But check it out, we actually finally figured out that Sloth is capable of digging. He digs up some bricks that we build into a strong handle, and then we go ahead and spam that button until we rip it open, and check it out, we've got a giant-sized water gun. We're going to go ahead and use Chunk for this. I'm not sure why, I guess it's just the kid and us. We'll go ahead and splash, splash, put out them fires. Check it out, we've almost got them all out. This fire actually seemed to be pretty easy to put out. Once we get it all put out, we're going to go over to, what is this, a chimney? We're going to go ahead and, what do we got? We're going to jump. Oh, go down! Slew!
Yeah, Mikey's been through here all right.
Those Goonies are right around here somewhere, I'm telling you. I can smell their bubblegum.
Hey, Ma, how do we get out of here? I ain't been leaving no trail of breadcrumbs, you know? Oh, hey!
Booby trap! It's only booby traps! Why are you being such a wuss? Follow them side side!
We're gonna have to find another tunnel, Sloth.
All right, you heard the man. We got to find another tunnel, another way. But hey, speaking of another way, did you happen to catch all that back there? Remember the part in the movie where they have all those pipes and they're playing with them and all the stuff's going up and down, up above on, above ground? Well, did you catch the gremlin reference there too? Pretty awesome, huh? They actually, it sounds like they freed the little gremlins, which is pretty cool too, because they actually have a speaking part in the movie where Chunk actually calls the police to tell them of the robbers, but the police don't believe him because Chunk always calls and tells them stories, including one that had something to do with some little creatures that if you fed them after midnight, they turned into these crazy gremlin-like things. Remember that? That was pretty cool. So it was nice that they included all of that in the game as well. Now, we find out that Sloth is actually extremely talented. Not only is he strong, not only can he break through walls and pull big orange handles, but he also has a grapple hook. Did you catch that? He just swung his way across that gap, giving us access to a whole nother ledge and a whole bunch of new buildable bricks. Look at that. We smashed them, and now we're rebuilding them. We've got ourselves a little tight pants, tight rope walk there. We can go ahead and use Chunk to get across here, and now I believe, we got a little hobbit hole over here as well as some studdage. Did you see that in the back? We've got a couple of bluesies and a purple twosie. Actually, it's just a single blue, but a couple golds. We'll take them all. That's right. Got to get them all. Got to get them all. So go ahead and slide on through to the other side. Once we get over here, we see a spider. Now, I was pretty sure that spider crawling around on that web was going to be something related to a collectible and maybe have those scattered throughout, because there's quite a few of them throughout this level, but it turns out that's not the case. And check this out. We got a little Indiana Jones for you. We got a big old rock rolling on down. And we got to watch out below because, oh no! Actually, we're good. We're clear. But it busted out that big, I don't know what you want to call that, but it was some sort of a false door in the ground. And now we have access to get down below. Look at this. We found ourselves a little slide. Whee! Luckily for us, it didn't pitch us down below. But look, there's another one of those spider webs up top there. And you can see I'm like testing the waters here. Like, can I bust it open? And oh yeah. Forgot all about this. You'll have to excuse my noobness here as I plummet to my doom. Not once, not twice, not 3 times as nice. In fact, I think I fall like 4 times here. So there's 3. But the key here is you want to climb down the ladder, not fall down the ladder. And once you get kind of down towards like the last step or 2, you want to make a jump over to the right-hand side. Look at that. Sloth showed us how to get her done. And luckily I had Sloth as we got some digging to do over here. What's this? We'll dig ourselves up some treasure. And it had some skull and bones on it, but we bust them all down. And what do we got? Ooh, we got ourselves a push lever. We'll go ahead and spin to win because we know that pushing that green side is going to be what needs to be done. And look at that. We're going to lower that old drawbridge over there. There's all these bones everywhere. I guess in the movie we find lots of bodies that were left behind, like, Copperpot and some of his comrades, I guess. But all right, look, we got this little pressure sensitive skull eye here, which makes me feel like we're gonna need both of our characters. And I'm still struggling with Chunk, as I was having a hard time just even locking onto that ladder. But once I figure it out, I get all the way down and make my way all the way to that pressure sensitive eye. That's right, I've got my eye on you. And watch out, look out below! We're gonna go ahead, and this gets a little sketchy too. Like, I have no problem. Watch me just cruise on through with Chunk here. Like, I just, without a care in the world, just run on through. Ready? Go! Wake up, break for it! And I make it through. Look at that. That is luck at its finest right there. Now, Sloth, he's not so lucky, but we catch up just in time to see the Fratelli family drop down through another trap door there. And, well, we got a bunch of piles and a bunch of things, but like I already said, we're going to need Sloth. And, ooh, we've got ourselves what looks to be a color puzzle solution on the wall. And, oh, I saw a chroma pad back there. I saw a chroma pad. We'll have to go ahead and figure out where all the chroma pad puzzle pieces are and then put it together. Put it together. Oh, that was about as close as you can get without getting your face smashed. And luckily for us, Sloth has candy bars. We can go ahead and toss up and destroy that up high spot, which, oh, look at that. It'll give us another couple of bricks that we build up into another chroma pad puzzle piece. And what's this? Oh, the third and final one is over on the far right. Now we just need a way to activate it. But no fear, we've got, actually, we're going to get our first build instructions coming up. And hey, speaking of build instructions, if you guys are into building these items that come with the level packs and fun packs, before you're actually playing the game, you know, we usually have videos for those up, so feel free to look at our build instructions playlist for LEGO Dimensions, as there are quite a few different ones in there. Now, we only did mostly the primary, the first builds. If you guys would like to see more of those, let us know. Now, as we tight rope across that little ladder on the right, we actually get to this ledge and we find ourselves the first build instructions. Now, I have removed those to go ahead and keep this video a little bit more peppier than if it were included those building instructions. I guess what I'm really trying to say, because that didn't make sense, was I took them out so it wasn't as slow, you know? All right, so, okay, we get our first chance to go ahead and use One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship here, and we're going to go ahead and target the old silver tentacles of the octopus there, and check it out. He does not like that Booyaka shout. Oh, he drops a little barrel there, and we've got just what we were looking for over there. So we got to find a way to get that out of there. But hey, we already know we got some explodey missiles coming out of this guy. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that like it's hot. And look at that, we got some buildable bricks, which can be built up into a keystone terminal. That's right, it happens to be the chromopad keystone. So we activate that, we make it back over to the far left-hand side of the area. We see that red is going to be the middle. We got blue on the right and yellow on the left. So go ahead and, yeah, do it accordingly. Go ahead and hop on the right spot of the pad there. And hey, if you got a second, if you have not already, we would greatly appreciate your subscription. That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Sloth apparently is the only one that can do the colors. I'm not sure why Chunk was not capable, but all right, we've got blue on both of the bottom right and bottom left on accident, and we moved Chunk over to the left, sorry, not Chunk, Sloth over to the left, and hopped on the yellow, and then last but not least, we've got red on you. And all right, here we go. It's going to take us into a short little cinematic moment here where we drop the ball, quite literally. And, oh, look at that. We have freed ourselves of this area. We're going to go ahead and drop down into the next area and follow the Fratelli family yet again. And I won't lie either. This room right here totally threw me for a loop. And it was really just a matter of me not knowing all of the abilities of our characters here. Now, as you can see here, there's a little bit of a magical glow up above us here, and we probably could have pulled out Gandalf and maybe even rescued that minifig in peril back there, which appears to be the, what's her name, Rosita, the maid from the movie? I believe that, Rosalita, there we go, it's right in front of me. I'm like, what's her name? I think I know. But as it turns out, the stuff we need to pay attention to is over on the far right side of the room, and you might have noticed there's a little checkerboard pathway there and a handful of boxes with some glowing bits inside them, so smash all the glowing boxes and rebuild them into a new, ooh, look at this, it's like a box with an anchor on it. We're gonna slide it down the checkerboard path, and this is where things got a little bit well, unexplainable for me. I wasn't sure. So it gives you the key here. Look at that. It drops down, but like neither of these characters seem like a character that can go underwater and stay underwater. So as you can see, I had a little bit of an edit there, and the reason is because I wasn't sure what to do, but as it turns out, Sloth actually falls underwater, and my character, when I switch to him, he happens to be under there. So I kind of find out the hard way, like, and it took me 3 or 4 minutes of running around, which is why there was that edit there. But as it turns out, you just need to take Sloth down into the water and push that box down the checkerboard path. And look at this. It actually pulls the old drain plug out and sucks out all the water. And look at that. It gives us a nice little wheel up top that we can go ahead and spin to win. Now, check this out. Well, you know, there's something going on here, but it has something to do with the magic. I guess you just got to use the magic to move that totem or whatever that is from one side of the room to the other. But look at that. We actually flipped that wheel, spun it around, and it opened up the eyes. And a couple of pressure-sensitive switches there. Ooh, and some silver teeth. We're going to go ahead and pow him right in the kisser with the old silver brick breaker. Check this out. We hop in the old One-Eye Willie's pirate ship, and kablooey! No more teeth for Yui. And, oh, look at this. We can build up the remaining building blocks into a keystone terminal for the shift keystone, which, if you might remember, the eyes up above actually had some pressure-sensitive switches. And look at that. Pretty awesome watching Sloth get pulled through the old portal as he is like, no, I'm not going. But it sucks him through anyways. And look at that. We go through yellow and blue, and we open up the nose. Woohoo. Look at that. We're going to slide on through. And check it out. We're going to drop down, and what do we got? I think we got a cutscene coming up, don't we? Oh, that's right. Watch out for that blade. Oh, and then look at that. There was something going on there. Like, for whatever reason, the camera would not let me go further, and it may just be part of that moment right there. Like, you might have to wait for it to stop swinging before you can advance by it. But take Chunk on down the stairs, and up to the left, you'll see a little hobbit hatch, which we can hop into. And on the other side, we got a switch that we can flip, and look at that. It actually raises up the gate to get out of here, and it also gives us access up above to this strongman handle. But Chunk is not strong enough. Although he's got some pretty awesome skills doing the truffle shuffle, he is not strong enough to pull that orange handle. So we'll take Sloth and come on down. Uh-oh, little tight pants, tight rope, and look out, Chunk. Oh, no. Oh, and there's a Poiple over there, too, if you're feeling adventurous, or maybe you got a flying character, you could fly over there, too. And by the time we get our strongman here, the door has closed, so it's going to be up to us to go ahead and flip that switch one more time. That's right, one more time. Oh, and there she blows. We'll go ahead and spam, 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 spam. Rip open that door, and in we go to follow those Fratellis yet again. And, oh, guess what? We got another build coming up here. That's right, we're going to get the build instructions for the old skeleton organ. As you might remember in the movie, it actually has a pretty important part where you actually have to play the right tones in order to advance. And we're going to do something similar to that right now after using Sloth's grapple to get across. And look at that, we've got ourselves the build instructs and officially build up that organ. And I know I tried to do that in our speed build too. I don't really have a good organ sound effect. Like, you know, like my turkey's not bad. You know, my sonar. I guess they're kind of the same, but anyhow, I need to work on some of my sound effects, I guess. But we get all those in place, and without me doing another organ sound effect, we actually get the right notes played at the right time. And look at that, we drop it like it's hot, and we get access to get on out of here, and it takes us right into the next cutscene.
Water.
What? No, you don't understand. My mom says I have a delicate stomach and I only ate an hour ago and... What the... What? Oh my gosh! Mikey was right. The map and the doubloon. No, Sloth. You gotta keep quiet. We gotta get on board so we can effect a rescue.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Let's go.
Pirate?
Well, this is a real pirate ship. I guess disguises might help.
Captain Chunk.
Okay, now we gotta be real quiet, Sloth, okay? Quiet. You know what quiet means?
Quiet?
I'm not sure he actually knows what quiet means, but that's all right. We'll work with his loudness and, well, you know how things go. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. So we're gonna go ahead and look at this. Speaking of rolling with the punches, we're gonna hop in the old ship. And One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship does a nice little hop-a-doo. And look at that, we've busted all sorts of stuff up in the room. And oh, we got ourselves a push lever. We'll go ahead and spin this around, which actually drops a little net on down. And ooh, a ropesy too, so we can get up top. Now, you know, I gave credit to the developers earlier in regards to kind of giving us indications on what we need to do next and where we need to go. However, somehow I managed to fail miserably at this little moment right here. See how it's like sharing with me? Like the camera pans over there and is clearly like directing traffic over here, but I come over here and I kind of disrupt everything, and I actually reveal this little spot here. But you know, I wasn't paying attention during the cutscene, and I wasn't thinking about pirates and having a sword and being able to cut through these vines, and so I run all over the place. I smash pretty much everything in sight, and then eventually I figured out. However, there is another edit coming up here, so yeah, just be ready for that. But essentially, just what we need to do is we need to pull Chunk up, and what Chunk needs to do is blast on through those vines on the left-hand side. And then once we get that open, we actually have access to another item that will help us out. So look, I've got it figured out. I'm like, I gotta do something with this, but it's just not doing anything for me. And Chunk doesn't have the candy bars, not gonna work. His super strength doesn't work. And I mean, look, I'm pretty much taking out everything. And then I switch on over to Chunk. Well, I guess here we're still quite not there yet. But, I mean, look at me. I'm trying to take out these skeletons up top and everything. However, I should have known that they're not glowing thus kind of indicating that they're probably not as important as I might think they are. However, they are related to what we need to do here. As you can see, they're all strung up on this rope. There is kind of this reel over here, but I can't access the reel or do anything. There's a door there, too, on the right, but I'm not quite sure how to get through it. So, all right, ready to switch to Chunk and make this happen? All right, we switch on down to Chunk, and we climb up the rope because there's nothing down here for us either. Look at that skeleton organ hopping around. And, oh, there was the edit right there, just in case you didn't notice it. And look at that. We're going to go ahead and cut on through. And look at that. We got ourselves a hobbit hatch, which we can slip on into the other side. And, oh, we're actually below the door and that little pulley system there. We're going to flip this switch, and look at this. Oh, to the yeah. All right. We got spinning around, and all of a sudden this apparatus starts moving, and it's going to, wait for it, booyakashow. Like, oh, no. Look at that. I feel sorry about them bones, them skeleton bones. Now we just need to switch back up to Sloth, and we have access into this new room, and check this out. We know that Sloth can go ahead and take out cracked walls and such, so we approach it with Sloth, do an old belly bounce there, and it takes us down underwater again. Oh no! Now this part was a little confusing too, as it was kind of a funny angle. Now, we know that Sloth can stay underwater. That's not the problem. We know that One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship can actually shoot silver blocks. But the problem I ran into was that One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship doesn't like being underwater. So I feel like maybe I'm missing something. Like maybe there's another item, or maybe I'm supposed to have... I'm not exactly sure. But as you can see, I eventually blast my way through these tentacle... I guess they're little air tanks on the tentacles. And I kind of free some stuff. But wait, there's still more. I don't have any laser beams to go ahead and melt that gold block. But there is, over on the far right side, there is one more of those items that needs to be destroyed. Now, I'm not sure. Chunk might have been able to just punch him and do the old cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, but I didn't really have any luck, and I tried to pull out One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship a couple of times, but you can see I only seem to be able to pull it up over here on the far left, which just happens to be out of reach from the targeting distance. But wait, oh, look at that. I'm just close enough, but I can't even see. Am I hitting it? Am I not hitting it? I can't tell. Now, there may be an easier way than this, and I'm not exactly sure what to say. This may be some sort of a glitch in the game, or, you know, and look, now Sloth's kind of like stuck. Is he up above? Is he down below? What's going on here? So definitely some funny angles. And another thing that I noticed too is that it seems as though the controls for underwater have changed from every other LEGO game in the past. Usually it's circle to go down, or I guess B, depending on which controller you're using, which platform. But, you know, and then A or X to go up. And that's not the case here. You actually have to use the analog stick to go up and down. So a little bit different, and check it out. Oh, look at that. I was able to go ahead and pow it right in the kissa with my fista. And look at that. Once we get all three of those removed, another tentacle comes up and actually frees a clam shell? What is that, a giant clam? He even says that. Is that a giant clam? But we got another silver box here, which we know our fists aren't going to do any damage there, so we got to pull out old One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship again and blast that silver box. But I was having a hard time getting up top, too. But look at that. We've also got some items up top here. We're going to go ahead and smash those with Chunk. And look at that. It drops down the old blinds. And last but not least, we got a box here giving us the last bricks needed. That pirate ship's kind of in our way to see what we're building here. But as it turns out, it's a fishing apparatus. That's a little weird. It's a little crane and pulley system here. We're going to go ahead and do some fishing with the skeleton here. Let's see. Okay, we drop it down. We're going to go ahead and grab onto that clam. Ooh, there's a purple in the back. I actually think I missed that. Now, this was another moment that I kind of failed at. I should have known exactly what to do here. We need some way to break through with a loud sound. You know, the old sonar. We need some sonar breakage, but I am usually pretty strict about only using the characters that come with the level packs. And in this case, we didn't want to bring in any of the other characters that were capable of it, because we don't know if you have those or not. And it's important that we try to use what the game intends us to use. So in this case, I rip off my shirt and turn into the old Superman sloth, but that doesn't do me any good, as he is not any louder. And hey, if you haven't figured it out already, we got build instructions for two things in this video. One was for One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship, which can break through silver bricks with its cannons, but that's not going to help us out. But we got the other thing. What was the other thing? The skeleton organ. And my guess is that we can go ahead and use that to make some loud noises and bust through that little, I guess it's kind of like pearl of some sort, as it is inside a clam. I guess it's not an oyster. All right, anyways, we're going to go ahead and move along, people. Enough oceanography for one day's lesson. Now, as you can see here, I am absolutely determined to make mincemeat out of all this stuff, and I thought for sure I was going to get some treasure or something out of it, but as it turns out, it's just a bunch of studdage. And, yeah, it takes me a few minutes to figure out that there is nothing in here, and I should have known, as there was no glowing bits inside of those treasure chests or on this little scale here weighing out all of that money. Who needs a, like, if you need a scale to weigh out your money, you clearly have too much money. Now, look at me. I try to do the old spin to win over here, but that does no good for me. And I actually moved one of my characters around on the toy pad here, but I actually moved the wrong one, and it spawns the old One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship here. So, whoops, wrong one. Moving along, people. Nothing to see here, nothing to see here. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. And this time, I actually have to call in the old skeleton organ because it was not popping up for me. So, it must have been stuck somewhere. But go ahead and hop on the old bad boy, pressing the old triangle or Y button, and then ride it up to it next to that pearl, and go ahead and press and hold the square or X button to go ahead and make it go kablooey. And it busts open that pearl, giving us some buildable bricks, which actually turn into a locate keystone. And I follow it into the next room, which is on top of this rug. Everybody's had one of these rugs. Everybody's got a family member or somebody that's had one of these old classic rugs, huh? We saw this in another Lego game recently too, and I made mention of that. And, yeah, you see that? Was that Raven that came in and did some damage there? She actually made it rain a bunch of stuff, and all of a sudden we got our way out of here. So, oh no, shh.
Nobody pushes Data. Even Data don't push Data.
Watch it, white guy!
You get off of me! You gross old witch!
You want to play pirate?
No!
We'll play pirate. March!
No.
Keep going, Marty. Keep going.
Swim with my hands
Yeah,
tied.
we'll play pirates. Now walk the
I can't
plank.
swim with my hands tied.
You leave her alone!
Get off of me!
Say goodbye to your little friend.
No, Andy!
Andy!
Get out of the way! Andy!
Don't push it! Help!
You should be ashamed of yourself!
Data, help us! Mikey!
Data!
Who's next?
Hey, you guys!
Chunk!
Chunk!
How'd he get out?
You don't know who you're messing with!
Come on, Sloth! Save him!
All right, not that this hasn't been a blast already, but this is where it actually really gets, like, amazingly, awesomely fun. Not only do we get to traps around on a pirate ship here, but we also get to go find and save our peoples. And it starts off by smashing this little area on the backside of the boat here, which reveals some blue bricks that need fixing. And guess what? We're going to go ahead and pull out Data because he can mess with those booby traps. That's right. And he actually fixes it rather quickly. It seems weird, though. Did you notice it didn't actually show any progress? It just all of a sudden was completed. So that, I don't know if that was like a game glitch or what. However, we rolled up some barrels, and they rolled across and actually rolled right over the top of Chunk if we were watching. And we busted those up and turned them into a techno panel. And that's right. We haven't seen any techno panels quite yet, but luckily for us, Data can handle that, and Mouth comes busting out there, and we free the first of 5 frenzies here. And look at this. We got our first battle royale. That's right. He comes down and tries to take us on with his sword, and he actually does some damage before I figure out how to actually fight this guy. And I pull out Chunk because he's got a sword too, and I get my chaw. But it turns out he does this kind of super attack and then gets the sword stuck in the boat, and that's when we need to attack. And we need to repeat this process twice, and then he kind of goes into a which way do I go? Tweety bird situation with a, tweet. And we go ahead and bust him right in the chops and finish him off. So here we go. He walks over. We actually pow him right into these boxes, but I had the wrong angle here. I was trying to push him forward. We need to throw him back. So here we go. Pow! Right in the kissa. And knock him down. Oh, we've revealed a sonar door here, which, that's going to require a little bit of organ play. So that's right. We'll get our on again and bust through that wall. And look at that. We found ourselves a keystone terminal, which happens to be, a chromapad keystone. And look at that, we got a chroma pad puzzle solution right there. Blue on the middle and red on the left and yellow on the right. And I have to be honest, I totally messed this up here in a minute, so you'll get a good kick out of this. But I actually followed these blue lines all the way over, and look at that. This one actually goes out into the water, and we got to jump off. Not quite yet, but we will here in a second jump off that and go down into the water. But we got to turn this bad boy on first, because that would have been a waste to go down there without it being activated. So now that it's active, it actually kind of shows us where these pads are, and you can see one's way up top, one's actually right in the middle of the ship, kind of down below, and the other one's actually off the ship out in the water, which we're gonna hop on One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship real quick and destroy everything on the deck. Grab a purple, that was a hidden purple there, and look at that. Hey, you guys! Trophy achievement for getting that rule breaker requirement. And once we get down into the water, we gotta use the old cannon from the pirate ship to go ahead and bust off that silver brick, and it reveals the blue chroma pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and, just because I was unsure of where he needed to be, I was saving myself a trip. I moved him around on all 3 spots of the chroma pad, well, on the actual toy pad, not the chroma pad, and made them all blue. Next up, I went and take a quick peek at where he needs to be next. I moved Chunk over to the far right side of the toy pad, drop into the yellow area, and now I gotta find my way up to the red one, as it's gonna be the far left one. Now, when I make the mistake, it's because I had Chunk on the middle or top chroma pad spot there, or toy pad spot, whichever you prefer to call it, and it wasn't changing red. I was like, why isn't it changing? But it's because it has to be on the far left one. Now, speaking of far left, we have to go over here and bust open a box, which actually gives us some buildable bricks that can be built into another techno panel. But this one's got no power. We got to figure out how we can get the power. And, oh, we got a grapple plug, which we know Sloth has some action too, but I'm not sure he can actually rip things down. I think he can only swing with his grapple. We'll have to find that out later. But look at that. We've actually ripped it down with data. We rebuilt those bricks into a fan, and all of a sudden the techno panel comes on, and now we can go ahead and send Sloth up top. And so I fail in my first attempt here. And, yep, okay. So I fall back down. We go back up. Now, basically what you need to do here is you need to use his grappling ability to go ahead and swing out and grab onto that second rope there. Now, it takes me like 7 or 8 attempts to finally figure out that you want to use this second rope about halfway down. I tried way at the bottom. I tried way at the top. None of it was working. Eventually, I get up here and I move Sloth into the right spot, and booyaka show, we complete that chroma pad puzzle, and it opens up, and look at that. Oh snap, 2 of our 5 guys, I can't count these days, but Mikey is free. So we got Mouth free, Mikey free. Who's next? We got I know we got Brand, Andy, and Steph left, right? Oh, we got another boss, a little mini boss battle here, and this is going to be a little bit easier. Same process. He kind of attacks us a couple of times. We get up close and personal and pow him right in the kissa. Last but not least, we send him powing right into those boxes, which reveals a cage and some buildable bricks. We go ahead and build those bricks into a orange strongman's handle to go ahead and rip them off with Sloth. Look at that. We have officially saved Steph. That's right. Watch out. Look out below. And oh no, Andy is grappled up by one of the tentacles of that giant octopus. Now, I'm not sure I remember this part being in the movie, but we're going to go ahead and drop down because we only have 2 people left to save, and we know one of them's out in this octopus. And so we get out there, and ooh, there's a little dock out here. What do we got? Ooh, there's a pirate ship. Well, I guess it's our pirate ship. So we'll go ahead and hop in One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship, and I target some of those tentacles that appeared to be silver, but yet they're not. And, oh, I see some glowing bits down below, so make sure you switch to Sloth. Go ahead and make your way to the bottom. And look at this, we got a digging spot. That's right, he can be underwater and dig. You had no idea how talented this dude was. And look at this, he's building up a pump. That's right, we're going to go ahead and pump it up. Ooh, it's some tunes. We got a boom box, and it's going to be booming. We just got to get it out of the water first. So go ahead and jump. Usually 3 times is the charm here, but in this case, it looks like it takes about 5 or 6. We pump up that raft. Pump up the raft, pump up, oh wait, no, it's pump up the volume, right? All right, wrong song. So we get up top, we see that this, yeah, of course, being underwater is probably not in its best condition ever, so we need old data to go ahead and fix it up. No more booby traps, and it plays loud tunes, and look at that. We scaring him? Not quite. Oh, look at that, we got a spot with Sloth. We got to get back up top, so switch on over to Sloth, who's probably down below. There he is. Now, again, in order to swim up, you have to use the right analog stick, which took me a minute to figure out. Hopefully that'll help you get through that a little quicker, get out of the water. because it's chilly in there. I know that there's that old saying, come on in, the water's fine. But it's not. It's cold. And oh no, Ma, you've been burned.
Put me down!
You see that?
Yeah, he's awesome!
Sloth! This is the guys! Guys, this is Sloth!
Are you all right? Yeah, you? Yeah. Oh.
Will you get up? Let's go find the gold!
Come on!
This way.
Thank you, Mr. Willie. Thank you. This is a real treat. Another one of those booby traps! Get out of here!
Look, you guys. Maybe we can get through. I can't see through the sides, though. You got a light?
I've got the last candle. Hey, this is a funny candle. It's sparkling.
It's not a candle, it's
Dynamite!
A little unexpected explosion gives us an idea to use some more explosions. So as the camera kind of pans around and we gain control of our characters, we know that we have 3 Big Bada Booms we got to come up with. That's right, 3 large dynamite. And we're going to start by taking Sloth and heading up on the high right side over here. Immediately take note at the fact that the ground is shaking, and look at that, it's actually falling out below us. It turns out that both of these rocks actually kind of slip a little bit, making that jump up top just a little bit tougher, but that's all right. Sloth's got hops, and we get all the way up here, and we see there's a couple of our friends up here, Mikey and, was it Mouth standing there? A little shaking, little shivery-roos, and all right, we make our way all the way up to the far left side of this little area. We do a couple of butt slams, or I guess in Sloth's case, it's the flying somersault butt slam, and we take out all of these glowing bricks, including that skeleton, and look at that, we actually can build them back up into a skeleton organ. I don't know what we call these. It's kind of a, what does it say? What is it? Oh, I didn't hit it. It should have told us. I'm sure it tells us it's like an organ point or something like that. Regardless, we're going to go ahead and hop on that bad boy, put it in place, and go ahead and match up the buttons in the green scroll here. The green part of the scroll, I should say. And what, did I make a mistake? Or no, it actually requires us to do it a couple of times. So 2 down and booyah kashow. Maybe I did mess that up. Who knows? And all right, what do we got? We got a bunch of blocks falling from the sky, but there's really not a sky. I guess it's just the ceiling. But it did reveal a digging spot, so we'll go ahead and get our dig on with Sloth. And let's see here. What do we find? Oh, it's a big box. That was kind of an awkward pop-up out of the ground there. But hey, luckily for us, it gives us our first stick of dynamite. So we'll go ahead and watch that light up. Or actually, it gets all ready. We need 2 more, though. And as luck would have it, look at that, we find our next one up top there. So we got to kind of make our way down and back over to the right so we can go ahead and get that next piece of dynamite. Look at that. Didn't know I could rhyme, did ya? It's been a while. I've actually been a little slow on the rhymage, but check it out. I pulled data up, but again, I'm not sure that I needed to. I think Sloth might have been able to handle this for us, as he does have his own grapple, but it's kind of a swinging grapple, not necessarily a pulling grapple. So again, I'll have to figure that out at some point, because that could be useful information, especially if for whatever reason you couldn't get data up there, or maybe he's stuck or something. But all right, we've got 2 of the 3 Big Bada Booms all ready to go. The third one is going to be over on the far left side. You can see the cinematic pan over here. It shakes everything up again, and we see we've got access to some stuff we didn't have originally when we entered this room. And look at that, we got a little lock here. We need a lock pick, but it looks like it's not in his area of expertise, which, ooh, that's going to be some free play edge. And oh, we got a big crack wall. That's indicating that we need Sloth. I don't think any of the other guys are capable of smashing cracked walls. Possible, I guess. We'll get up close and personal, though, and no candy bars. We got to actually use our fists. That's right. Ooh, and it's actually giving us a nice little dark tunnel. And Data, remember in the movie, he's got those like headlights that pop out, but they don't last very long. Yeah, They're certainly handy right here as it's lit up the area for us and revealed some tentacles with some silver bricks on them, which means One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship's going to come in useful once again. We blast those silver bricks off the tentacles, and all of a sudden the octopus comes in for the kill. Actually, he comes in with the final box that we needed, so thank you very much. We'll go ahead and take that, and now we're going to hop our way back up. I got to say, I love the way this pirate ship just kind of hops around. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it all the way up to where we needed to go. But I switched characters, get all the way up here. We build that final piece up. And then now as those pieces start to fall from the ceiling, we're going to go ahead and reuse those bricks and build them into a couple of items. One being a torch to go ahead and light that dynamite. And one being a push switch to go ahead and push that torch a little closer to the fuse as it's not quite close enough. And then once that explosion goes kablooey, a rock comes down from the ceiling and blocks our exit. So we're going to need to have Sloth and his super strength come and save the day. And last but not least, it's actually going to cue us into the final cutscene, which is pretty spot on as far as the movie goes. A couple little funny homage moments in there as well. And all right, kablooey goes the roomie, and down comes the rock. But last but not least, like I said, we're going to hop in with Sloth, and we're going to spam, 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 and lift up that rock and take us away! Yay!
Go! Go!
Sloth, no! You'll be trapped!
Stop! Help us!
Mama!
Mikey, Brand.
Where are my boys? What's with these guys?
Whoa, are we gonna be in a movie or something? Oh, you should get these pants off.
Oh, boy.
It's the Fratellis!
Thank goodness you're here, officer. We need your help.
All right, you're all under arrest. Come on.
Hey, it's Sloth! Leave him alone!
Get him out of here.
Those are the bad guys! They are the bad guys! Sloth, you're gonna live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you. 'Cause I love you.
I love you, Kurt.
Oh, I love you, Sloth.
All right, Walsh. Today's the day, so let's get this over with. I'm buying the Goondocks. Sign here.
¡Estamos salvados! ¡Estamos salvados! ¡No firme! Señor Walsh, no firme!
What's she saying, Mouth? What's she saying?
What is it?
¡Estamos salvados! Señor Walsh, estamos salvados! ¡No firme! ¡No firme ese documento!
No sign! No sign! No sign!
How dare you?
¡Miren esto! ¡Miren lo que encontré! ¡Es asombroso!
Dad, we don't have to leave the Goondocks!
There'll be no signing today!
Newsreel? How'd you kids find them?
The octopus was very scary.
Octopus?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we found the pirate ship.
Pirate ship?
Yeah, and you see that had the pirate treasure on it. We were getting chased by the Fratellis and...
Tell him more tall stories, Lawrence.
Oh no, this time it's for real. How do you think we got the jewels?
Take a look at that.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I certainly had a blast on this adventure. Shout out to Warner Brothers again for hooking us up with a copy of the Lego Goonies level story pack. We got a trophy achievement called Declared a Fellow Goonie for completing the level. We also got a trophy achievement for getting that rule breaker requirement earlier, and I believe it was called Hey You Guys! That's right, I always have fun saying that, and hey, here's proof right here that we did actually get that rule breaker requirement. Booyaka show! And we saved all those collectibles. No minifig in peril, no mini kits, which actually look pretty cool. They look like little treasure maps. Look at that. That'll be pretty interesting to see if they build up something awesome out of all the kits. But hey, as promised, we got the 2 gold bricks for completing the level, and that's actually going to wrap things up for LEGO Dimensions Level Pack 71267, which happens to be the Goonies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check us out on social media, as well as the Thumbie Must See video popped up there. As for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time, see ya, you guys!